but we have some new expressive forms, more visible, shareable. I mean, we don't have some people that create in his room in for the friend or something like this. We have producer and consumer that changes the position. I mean, someone that consume art today can produce art. It means can create something of artistic in his perspective and share with more facility, with more possibilities to irritate the system of the art. I don't know. Think about the spreadable gestures of the art in the town, the city. I don't know, graffiti or something like this. And think about the thousands of video on YouTube, a lot of stuff. But in this lot of stuff, sometimes something irritates the system of the art in a different way from the past. YouTube in itself? No, I think not.
Maybe Steven has something to reply.
Yeah.
Well, I certainly wouldn't consider YouTube an artist, Mr. YouTube, and I think that I mean I have just a problem with looking at art as a system, or you know, looking at it in terms of a system. I think it's something that transcends that, and I think if we're looking at this issue of critical autonomy, in that we also don't need to have this distinction between we don't need to have that distinction between amateur and professional, because there is simply art, and that is something which doesn't allow itself to be pigeonholed by that kind of scenario. And I think better example maybe than YouTube is like the Dorkbot circuit. So depending on who you talk to, it's pure art, and others say it has absolutely nothing to do with art. It defies definition, but it uses the vocabulary and the means and the materials that we're all working with here. And so what you end up with is maybe different layers of critique, and we start talking about where you're going in terms of sharpening certain forms of expression and perception, and art, of course, has to have that element of let's say screwing up our perception, so we also see and understand and live the world in a different way. And I wouldn't necessarily say, you know, that YouTube does that. It's a platform, and of course it's a phenomenon as well. But I wouldn't say that itself is a transcending issue. But let's get the other people in who want to say something.
Yep. Hello. I was quite interested about these categories that you use: professional, amateur, and even dilettante. Dilettante, I like the word, which is quite international. In Czech is the same word, dilettante. In Russian, the same. And if you think from the position of science, for example, many artists doing like bio art and so on, they can consider them as dilettante, completely, you know, or amateur of science. And now question is who is observing and who is giving these categories. This is much more interesting. When you take the old definition of art, or with art as the market, you are selling the art, you have the professional artists living from their art, you can speak about the professional artist is linked to the money. It's quite social, even political question of the definition of the art somehow.